Hey there, as you can see I'm not shooting where I normally am today. I've taken a quick trip up to my parents' place in Hawke's Bay. As you'll have noticed if you watched yesterday's road trip video, you can see why this is going to be one of the worst places in the world. You know, you try to get a nice grey sunset shot and there's all this bright colour and stuff up in the background. Nobody would ever possibly believe that that was real, you know. So yeah, anyway, I'm here in Wairoa in Hawke's Bay. So Wairoa in Hawke's Bay is a really awesome place to come and visit. It's got a lot of New Zealand history centred around here. It's got absolutely awful sunsets, as you can see. Everywhere you look there's native birds flying around. Yeah, there's a lot of this sort of open space. A lot of people with horses. It's a big farming community. The river, which is over there, which I over behind the camera there, long broad country roads, if you like that kind of thing, which go all the way in that direction and then suddenly all the way in that direction as well. And that's in town here, so you can imagine what it's like out of town. It's just horribly picturesque and serene and all of those awful things that nobody really wants on holiday or on a trip away. The ground up here at the moment is barely what you might describe as ground. While this down here all looks like grass and dirt, it's actually just a great big huge mud pit. Yeah, that's about it for now. The horrible, serene, beautiful burny colours are going away now, which is the main reason I actually came out here. Squelch my way across. God, that's awful. I'm wearing my beautiful white Jordans at the moment too. Well, they were white and beautiful. Now they're mud. Man, if the guys at the shoe shop could see me right now, they'd be so bloody disappointed in my shoes. Honestly, how could I let them get into that kind of state? Sorry guys. I'll tidy them up and then I'll come buy some more. It's Sunday morning now. I'm on my way back to Wellington, just leaving Wairoa. I'm going to stop off and see my brother in Hastings on the way and have a bit of a look around there. It's completely opposite of the last few days where we've been having this major storm right through New Zealand and all of the roads closed right through the country, and now it's clear blue sky, not a cloud to be seen, and yeah, fantastic day. Before I head out of town, I'll just take a quick loop around Wairoa. That's about all Wairoa ever really needs. It's a small place. It's a really nice place to come in and visit. It's got a population around the 5,000 mark. There's not a huge amount of stuff here for people who sort of want city life kind of things, but there's enough here, and the place holds a lot of potential. The town is divided in half by the Wairoa River, and the bridge over the river is fairly new. There was a major storm, oh god, it would have been about 20 years ago now, Cyclone Bowler it was called, you can look that up, and it washed out the existing bridge entirely and swept it all the way up around the coast. It went all the way from here down through the river mouth, and a large portion of it washed up on the coast up around here. It was carried all that way by the storm. We've got this lighthouse here which was moved to here and sort of became an icon of the town quite some time ago, and that's sort of become Wairoa's symbol, that lighthouse. It runs and every night, so the light still goes in it and everything. And anyway, that's about it for Wairoa. You probably could come up here and do a whole series of vlogs talking to people about the local history and everything, but I'm not doing that today because I need to get out of town and go find my brother.
I already know where the sunshine go, when the sunshine go. So sick when it's time to get it, so lit when it's scientific. One box, one mind to fit in, won't shock the entire city. That's wrong, don't say you're different. That's smart, just keep it hidden. That's right, much like the sinning. That's tight, just like the rhythm. That far, don't mind the minute. That hard, don't shine the biggest. That start, just like the finish. That end is just like beginning. You already know where the sunshine go, when the sunshine go. You already know, already know, already know, already know, you already know, already know, already know. What have I done? These atoms and what am I from? These E's just like the cum, these trees just like the blunt. This piece just like the crumbs. My threes is just like your.
So I've made it to Hastings. I'm currently driving along Hiratonga Street, which is basically the main shopping road in Hastings, and there's a whole heap of stuff here that's different from when I was going to school here, but at the same time there's a hell of a lot that's exactly the same. I just thought I'd come up this way instead of taking the quick way for a bit of a nostalgia trip really. There are a lot more roundabouts here than there used to be.
At the roundabout, take the second exit. At the roundabout, 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 take the first exit.
See what I mean? Okay, it was a good quick visit with my brother. Only had about an hour to spend in Hastings, but that's okay. Got to see him, got to see Kate. Got to take the drone out and have a look at had a look at a park locally, check out some of the old haunts. I'll come back in a couple of months and spend some more time in Hastings and have a proper look around the place. In the meantime, I just need to get on the road and get back to Wellington in time to get some stuff done I need to do. And yeah. I'm just looking out the window here as I'm heading south of Hastings at some farmland, which is usually planted vegetable growing area, but is currently lakeland. Check this out. That's a lot of water that's come down. It's turned this whole area into a lake bed. Unfortunately, it's a no stopping area, so I can't stop in and pull the drone out. So I've made it to Wairoa, which is a small town inland from the east coast in central Hawke's Bay. It's largely a farming area. There's a bit of an airfield here. There's lots, just basically a very agricultural town. Hey, I'm a bit further south now, and all of a sudden the sky's gone from beautiful clear blue to really heavily overcast, and the sun's just disappeared behind the cloud. So I've taken advantage of a layaway I've just come across to pull the car over, jump out and pull the drone out for one more shot at the end of the day. Where am I is just slightly north of a place called Woodville. It's just really nice New Zealand rural landscape. I've never really looked at it from above before, so it's a bit of an exploration for me as well. Right, that's enough of that. Time to head off. If I'm lucky, I'll still have enough light somewhere to get something else, but probably not at this stage. It's getting real dark real fast with all that cloud cover, so off back to Wellington it is. I remember growing up taking train trips up and down the country with my parents, and we'd go to all the different railway stations on the way up, and quite often people would just take a train trip to go to one of the really good Railway New Zealand cafes at one of the train stations, whether it be just on the other side of the Rimataka Hill from Wellington or all the way up to Napier and check out the waterfront while you're there. But it was just something you could do as a day trip. You catch a morning train up, you spend the day somewhere, you catch a morning train back. It was no great expense, and one of the things about it was New Zealand Railways had this fantastic series of railway stations all around the country and brilliant cafes, and as a lot of people can still demonstrate, lots and lots of cutlery and crockery that's stamped railways that you could, there's a lot of it around still, and it's quite collectible now. Unfortunately, all those railway stations now look like this. Completely run down, unused, and a total utter waste of space. And you can just imagine an awesome cafe out there, you know, cakes and sandwiches and tea and coffee and the like, and you can just get a train from Wellington, which is on the other side, well, it was miles away, the other side of that hill's Palmerston North, But from Wellington you get a train up to Woodville, you go to the cheese factory that used to be down there, the ironworks, the museum here, the Cultural Heritage Museum place, and you grab your lunch and whatever at the cafe, or head to a cafe on the main street or something. And wonderful passenger trains, great service on them and everything, and it's all gone. Really miss that. You know, it's amazing how quickly the weather can turn around sometimes. I gotta say, half an hour ago it was just clear blue sky, horizon to horizon. Now it's raining again. Pretty astounding, really. It's getting on a bit now. It's nearly 5:30, which isn't terribly late, but being the middle of winter, it's getting dark now already. Sun's gone down. I've made it through to a town called Carterton, so it's getting a lot closer to Wellington. I'm probably about an hour and a half away from home.